take a moment to thank Intuit for putting on this event and bringing rock stars and seasoned wonderful professionals to this training opportunity for you. So we have amazing speakers lined up for the next couple of days in this advisory virtual conference. We have Laura Redman, who's going to be talking to us. We have Jeannie Whitehouse, who's so much fun and just an amazing presenter. We have Helena Patience, and then you also have Jason Stein from Intuit and yours truly. So you have a lot of really great content over the next couple of days. And so I give you my heartfelt welcome to all of you. And what we're going to do over the next 15 minutes is we're just going to go through the virtual conference environment. We're going to go over what you need to know to get the most out of the next couple of days in this virtual conference. So let me just take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Heather Satterley. I'm a CPA, and I'm also what we're going to do over the next certified pro advisor. Is we're just going to go through the virtual conference. I have an accounting firm called Satterley. The next accounting services. I also have a consultancy firm called Satterley Training Consulting, which really focuses on helping accounting professionals, their clients, and small to mid-sized businesses streamline their accounting operations. I'm also the co-host of the QB Happy Hour with Liz and Heather, which is a bi-monthly free webinar series that focuses on accounting technology and in a very relaxed, as you can tell by the name, a very relaxed environment. So we'd love to have you join us. We have a lot of fun. And again, those are free webinars, and you can find those at thehappyhour.com. So what I'd like to do is start by going through our session agenda for this real quick session to help you get acclimated to the virtual conference environment and know what you need to know to really get the most out of it. So we're going to start by going over the event agenda. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get around in the virtual conference environment. We'll talk about some event navigation best practices, how to update your profile. So as you connect with other attendees and even the speakers that are going to be presenting during the virtual conference, you can update your profile so they know who you are, what your firm does, and really what you're looking, to do in a networking, when you're networking with others. We're also going to talk about your briefcase, earning CPE, what are the requirements? And then we're going to talk about the trivia challenge. All right, so first we're going to go over where you can find the event agenda. So there's actually two places that you can go to find the event agenda, and that's going to list all of the courses and sessions that you're going to be able to take over the 2 days. So the first place that you can find that is just go ahead and click on the resource center. Okay, that's going to open it up and you'll see a link there to find the agenda. The second place that you can find it is if you see the gray bar right across your screen, you'll see the words agenda. You'll see the word agenda. So just click on that agenda, should open it up for you, and that way you'll know where you should be for each of the sessions that you're interested in attending. All right, let's move on. So let's talk a little bit about event best practices. These are things that we feel like you should know to really maximize your experience in the virtual conference over the next couple of days. So the first thing that I want to talk about is internet bandwidth. Because we're in a virtual conference, the internet bandwidth is the key to your best experience. So you want to make sure that you close any applications that you may have open. If you have other people in your household, I have a 16-year-old son who's doing school here. I need to tell him to get off the internet while I'm in the virtual conference environment. So you want to make sure that you're minimizing any open applications and that, checking your bandwidth. You may see that if you really don't have good internet bandwidth, it really can affect your experience. A hardwired internet connection is recommended if available. Okay, you want to disconnect from any VPN you may be using. I know as accounting professionals, a lot of us utilize a VPN service, but that can interrupt or disrupt the stream from the live virtual conference. You want to make sure that you disconnect and then close any other programs, websites on the computer that might be using up your bandwidth to make sure that you're having the best possible streaming experience possible. If you didn't watch the welcome video in the lobby, please make sure that you go ahead and do that. Okay. If you need technical support, so if you're in a session and all of a sudden you're not able to see a video, your audio is going out, please head back out to the virtual conference lobby and visit the help desk, and they will be able to help you get back online. The people that are actually in the questions and answers panel inside the sessions, they can't help you with that technical support. You really do need to go over to that help desk. All right, event areas. We're going to go over the event areas that are in the virtual conference environment. So we have the lobby, the help desk, the training center, the resource center, the networking lounge, the exhibit hall, my profile, and then you also have the trivia challenge. So definitely want to take a look at that. And we're also going to talk about the earning your CPE and where you can find information related to that. So this is a screenshot that you see on your screen of the virtual conference environment. So the exhibit hall is where you're going to find booths where booths that you can visit. So you'll have the QuickBooks training team in there. You'll have information related to Intuit products. So you definitely want to visit that when you have some downtime and see what kind of exhibits are there that you can visit. We also have the Resource Center, and the Resource Center is where you're going to be able to find the agenda, as we talked about a little bit earlier. You'll also be able to find other resources related to the training. So if you're looking for handouts, if you're looking for any other information that it pertains to specific sessions that you've taken, you're going to find that in the Resource Center. Okay. You can also, in the training center, that is where you're going to be able to access the actual trainings that are happening. So each of the classes and sessions that you want to take during the virtual conference will be live in that training center. So you want to go ahead and access that. Okay, the networking lounge is where you can go if you'd like to network with other attendees. And also you're going to find the speakers for each section in that networking lounge, usually about 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after their presentation. So if you have questions that maybe weren't answered during the session, that's a good place to go to see if you can get your question answered, is that networking lounge. Also, it's a great place for you to connect with other attendees. All right, the CPE help desk and the tech help desk. The CPE help desk is if you're concerned about your CPE, if you've met the requirements, you can head over to the CPE help and they will help you there. And again, if you're having any technical issues, the tech help desk they're all there to help you figure that out with. Okay. You also have a help window. So highlighted here in orange, you can access the help desk from the top navigation or from the lobby desk as shown. So if you're in a session, you can click that help at any time. Attendees with questions that have questions about the CPE, you're going to go to that CPE help. And then if you have technical questions, you can go to the tech help. All right, the training center is where you're going to go to join your scheduled training sessions. So there's a few tips about using the training session. When you go ahead and enter the classroom, you can use the chat tool to ask questions. We do have several professionals that are in each session to help answer the questions that you have while the presentation is going on. Okay, keep in mind that there will be over 2,000 of you in each session. So please make sure that you're keeping your questions related to the training. If you have a question that's not related to the training, what I would recommend is head on over to the exhibition hall and visit some of the booths there, because that's what they're there for. If you have questions about something related to a specific client issue, that's where you're going to want to go to get those questions answered. If you don't get your question answered during the session, another thing that you can do is head over to the networking lounge after the session is over and ask your question there. Okay. Recordings of these training sessions are going to be available at the end of the day to watch on demand until March 31st. So if you miss something, if you have to step away and you really want to make sure that you finish the session, you'll be able to watch it until March 31st. So that's fantastic. And also, please do share your experience on social media. We're excited and we're really proud of the content that we're delivering to you today. So, help your peers get excited, and maybe somebody will see your post and they'll come and join in this amazing training as well. So you can do that by using the hashtag QBV Con, C-O-N. So QBVCON. All right. Okay, oops, I think, yes. So the resource center is where you're going to find the event agenda. As I mentioned, you're going to find the training materials. So the slides that you're seeing in the sessions, you're going to be able to find those in PDF format. You're also going to find CPE facts. You'll be able to also see the attendee facts, so the frequently asked questions. Okay, and those are the tips and best practices to help you get the most out of the event. Okay, so definitely visit that. If you do see the PDFs there, all you have to do is click on them to either view them, or you can save them to your briefcase and then download them. Okay. Next, let's head over to the networking lounge and see how you can maximize your experience there. So the networking lounge is actually one of my favorite parts of the virtual conference because it's a place where you can, in real time, collaborate and communicate with other attendees in the virtual conference, with Intuit staff, and with the presenters that are actually presenting the content over the next couple of days. So make sure that you visit the networking lounge. I will certainly be there throughout the virtual conference answering questions. So I hope to see you there, as well as in the session that I'm teaching. Next, let's take a look at the exhibit hall. So the exhibit hall has two booths for this particular virtual conference. We have the QuickBooks booth, where you're going to find useful materials and information related to QuickBooks Online. And then you're also going to have the ProAdvisor and education booth. And that is staffed with members of the ProAdvisor program and education team who work with Intuit. You'll also see some of us trainers popping in and out of some of these booths as well. So you never know, you may pop in and find a great conversation to be had with the Intuit staff and some of the members of the TWN and presenters. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about here is talking about the social board. So the social board's a lot of fun. This is where you can post about what you're learning and what's happening inside the virtual conference and share it with all of your connections on social media. So please do use that. Remember, we're using the hashtag QBVCON. And it's a really fun place to go and kind of see what other people are saying about the sessions and the information and the experiences that they're having throughout the session in the virtual conference. To my profile, you're going to be able to put in your personal information, add your photo, select your time zone. You're also going to have your messages. So if you have connected with somebody in the networking lounge and you want to go through and connect with them individually, you can select the messaging and start a chat. So you can start a chat with them that is a private chat that's outside of the regular networking lounge. You can also send little virtual business cards to your other attendees, and you can collect them from other attendees as well. And then My Briefcase are documents that you want to kind of bookmark and maybe download later locally on your computer. And then finally, your certificates is where you can view and download your CPE certificates. So that's where you're going to find your certificates. And keep in mind that you're going to be able to log back into this virtual conference environment up until March 31st. I think it's a best practice to just download them as soon as the VCon is over, so you're not looking for them later. But do keep in mind that you can come back and get those later on if you need to. So CPE requirements and process. So what are CPE and who needs them? So CPE are continuing education credits, and CPAs and other practitioners are required annually to meet specific number of credits. And that varies sometimes based on the state that you're in. So if you're a CPA and you need CPE, requirements that you need to meet in order to earn your CPE certificates are: you need to be present in the session for a minimum of 50 minutes to earn 1 credit. You must participate in the checkpoints and CPE polling questions during each training session. So the checkpoints are going to appear as an overlay across your computer screen, and you're going to need to check in and just click the button to say that you're listening and that you're engaged in the session. So to qualify for the CPE, you have to respond to 75% of those checkpoints during each session and answer 1 polling question per hour during each session. At the close of each session, if you've met your requirements, your CPE will appear in the My Profile in the virtual conference environment. You're also going to get an email with your CPE from Intuit at theonlineexpo.com. If you can't find it, please check your spam folder or your junk folder. We also have, this is super exciting, I love this. We have a trivia challenge for the VCon. So you can test your knowledge and possibly win an Apple iPad Air. So the way you're going to play is just click on the trivia in the top navigation, okay? And then you're just going to answer all the questions, and everybody that answers the questions is going to be entered into a random drawing at the end of the event. So the challenge ends on the last day, which is January 27th at 2 o'clock Central Time, and then the winner is going to be notified within 24 hours after the conference conclusion. So, and the winner gets to choose the color, so that's exciting. And this is only eligible for U.S. shipments. So if you're outside the U.S., sorry, you can still play, but the prize will only be shipped within the U.S. Okay, so that's lots of fun. Definitely do that. It is a lot of fun. I love trivia, so I'm all about that. So how are you going to get the most out of your VCon experience? We have a couple of tips here for you. So make sure that you take the time to connect with your peers in the networking lounge. I have met some really great people by connecting through the networking lounge. It's a wonderful resource for you to find people in your area or even outside your area that are in the same, maybe in the same niche that your firm does. Really, really great opportunity to connect with peers and create lasting relationships. Make sure you visit the exhibit hall to have those one-on-one conversations with the Intuit product specialists, and also find resources and materials that aren't going to be found in that regular resource center. So go over there. That's a really great place to find stuff and get answers. Make sure that you download the PDFs of the training slides in our resource center. I do recommend, as I mentioned, that you do that before you leave the VCon on the last day, so that you're not trying to remember where they are. Just get them out of the way right away. Remember to ask your questions using the chat tool during the training sessions. So the trainers and the support staff are there to help you. We love questions, and we will do our very best to answer them. And if you can't get your question answered during the actual session, head on over to the networking lounge. It's a really good resource as well. Revisit the training center, the resources and exhibits. You can do that until March 31st, 2021. So if there's something that you need to go back and get your CPE certificate, or you want to grab a PDF that you forgot to download, you will be able to do that for a little while after the virtual conference is over. And then finally, share your experience on social media by using that hashtag. And again, it's hashtag QBVCON. And I'll see you there because I'm definitely going to be using it throughout the next couple of days. And then finally, make sure that you participate in that trivia challenge. You could win that iPad Air. How cool would that be? I have an iPad. I absolutely love it. So you definitely want to have a little fun, and maybe you're going to win that great prize. All right, everybody, that's it for our best practices for the virtual conference. Again, my name is Heather Satterlee. I am so excited that you're here to join us today. I look forward to seeing you in the first session, which is mine, but we're going to be talking about the differences between bookkeeping, consulting, and advisory services. So good luck to all of you. Enjoy the virtual conference, and make sure that you head over to that networking lounge. Hopefully I'll see you there. See you later, everybody.